Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing amazing. Today I'm going to show you a build that I've been using for my Nidus for a while, and this is a build that I dedicated to long durations of survival. So if I am trying to push past wave 30, wave 40, or even maybe all to wave 50, or I'm trying to go for an extended duration of survival or defense missions, one of those things that will take you to maybe an hour or hour and a half. This is one of those builds that I've been using. Now, of course, this is a build that is heavily based on range and a little bit of a mid-tier when it comes to power strength. One of the things that I did specifically is that I have my stretch and my overextended equipped, and this is mainly because I know that when it comes to range, I'm able to pull enough enemy. Now, I have blind rage basically to cancel out some of the negative impact of overextended on my power strength, and of course I have power drift to add to that and complement and make it a little bit much larger. Now I have my armored mods equipped basically because I know that even with the power strength being reduced, I still want to remain tanky, because that is one of the biggest things when it comes to extended durations. You want to maintain your tanky form from time to time. So this of course is why I still have my armored mods equipped. I had armored agility, but I had to switch a lot of those out for a different kind of mods. Now, when it comes to you building up stacks, which is one of the reasons why we have this range mod on there. Now, the importance of that is when you cast Nidus' second ability, which, pretty much goes on with the larva and pulls every other enemy in. What happens is now you're able to gather more than enough enemy. It can be a little bit of a selfish thing when you are playing with a group of teammates because you're pulling most of the enemies off. Now, when you are playing solo, this is a lot much better because you can cover most of the entire room. So having stretch and overextended combined, and you pull all those, and then you cast your first ability, and this way you can build a whole lot of stacks really quickly because you have more enemies. Now, of course, you don't have a lot of power strength. However, pushing past the 150 percentage is still a good thing for you to survive and actually get some damage done. Now, also, the thing that is also wonderful is the fact that you can also cast your fourth ability where the maggots and all those will come out, and you can actually build up more stacks through that as well. Now, as far as your third ability being able to leech onto enemies and draw off a little bit of those damage, you may not have that much potential to do that as far as the amount of percent of damage that is going to be shed off. However, it's still going to take a little bit much off, and the fact that you have a lot of range, that means you can contact and connect with an enemy all the way across the room. So that can actually be saving your life or a saving grace moment when you are in one of those situations where you might end up going down. Now, the good thing about this build is the fact that we are combining all these modding setups and all these forms all together, not for Nidus' first, second, or third, or fourth ability, but for Nidus' Undying passive. Now, the goal of this is the fact that we're able to build up a lot of stacks really quickly, and when it comes to end game situations and you have higher leveled enemies, you even be able to build up more stacks from attacking them and using your abilities to build up stacks. So when they ever contact you or you ever get into situations where you might end up dying, because you're able to build up a lot of stacks, you can actually use those stacks to actually stay alive and have those undying moments. So if you're able to build up 100 stacks within the duration of when the game begins to get tougher and begins to get harder, that means you have at least 10, well, at least about maybe 6 to 7 times of you being able to survive and use that undying form. Now, of course, within this duration, you can actually find a solution and build more stacks and actually proceed and actually last longer. Now, when it comes to melee weapon, I am using the Venka Prime, but you can go with the Haruto, which is the base weapon, and you can use that to build up some health, which wouldn't even cost you at all. Now, when it comes to the color and the customization of this build, it is mostly focused on the tertiary, accent tones, and of course the energy color. For the energy color, I am going basically for the mostly red feel because of course I'm trying to create that Carnage look. And for the tertiary and the accent tones, I am going for a little bit of a dark red. So these are combinations of colors that you can find in the Valentine's Day palette or you can find in the fire palette. So these are not very much difficult. And when it comes to the primary and secondary colors, you can find this in the gamma palette when you go on to the first column, the second column, and you go to row number 18. So you can find a combination of this deep blacks and a little bit of a gray, and you can also find that in the smoke palette to complete this look. Now once again, the look is not that much important, but if you want to complete the ultimate Carnage look, you can do that. And of course, if you have a very fast weapon, a very fast melee weapon like the Venka Prime, and you have a huge amount of speed, you have Prime Fury or you have Berserker on it, you can just go on and shred through enemies in a huge amount of time. You pretty much are able to clear the battlefield and actually pull all of them together. And if you're not thinking about building up stacks, that build still works as well, because you're able to pull a lot of those enemies together and actually shred them with your melee weapon, which in turn also can, increases your combo counter, and you're able to deal more damage or push forth over with your blood rush into the red crit section. So I hope this build helped you. I hope this video helped you. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it as well, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And as always, it is DS signing out. I'll see you in the next one.